Mr. Speaker, sir, my response will also cover the matters raised in the question by Mr. Gerard Giam, which is scheduled for a subsequent sitting. I invite the member to seek clarifications, if need be. If the member's questions have been addressed, it may not be necessary for the member to proceed with his question at the subsequent sitting.
Please proceed.
The safety of all Singapore Civil Defence Force SCDF personnel is of utmost importance to the Home Team. To be deployed as firefighters, NSFs need to be certified medically fit and of physical employment standards PAS A, B1 or B2. They will also need to complete a 4-week basic rescue training, as well as a 12-week firefighter course, FFC, at the Civil Defence Academy, CDA. The FFC includes both theoretical and practical components, and a series of proficiency and certification tests. These include the individual physical proficiency tests, breathing apparatus proficiency tests, hazmat responder certification tests, firemanship skills assessment, and a written test on basic firemanship, rescue, and equipment knowledge. In addition to the skills taught in the FFC, regular servicemen and NSFs who are appointed to leadership roles will undergo a section commander or rota commander course, which trains them to lead a section comprising 3-4 personnel, or rota, which is a duty shift comprising several sections. Firefighting training at the CDA is conducted with live fire simulators to provide realism so that trainees gain experience operating in conditions similar to real-life firefighting. SCDF has protocols to ensure that the training curriculum is reviewed regularly to ensure currency. After graduating from the CDA, training continues to be an integral part of a firefighter's daily routine, including NSF firefighters. Firefighters undergo exercises and drills during each shift to familiarize themselves with their respective roles and functions as part of a crew, as well as to maintain individual fitness and competencies. They must also undergo annual proficiency tests conducted by CDA to ensure that their skills and fitness levels meet the required standards. In a fire emergency, NSF firefighters and NSF section commanders are deployed alongside regular servicemen in a section. NSmen and Civil Defence Auxiliary Unit, CDAU, volunteer firefighters may also be deployed within the section. Depending on the scale of the emergency, the task force that is activated may comprise several sections. The task force is led by a ground commander who is responsible for leading the operation. The ground commander will monitor and direct the operation and request for more resources as reinforcement if necessary. All firefighting personal protective equipment used by SCDF are certified according to relevant international standards, such as the American National Fire Protection Association standards and European standards. Mr. Murali Pillai asked about the challenges experienced by the SCDF during the firefighting operation on 8 December 2022. While responding to the incident, the SCDF officers found the fire engine accessway leading to Block 91 Henderson Road obstructed by a tent where a funeral wake was being held. The officers removed the bollards that were padlocked to the ground near the tentage to create an access path. This delayed their arrival by 18 minutes. Based on the ground commander's assessment of the resources needed for the operation, 22 emergency vehicles and 61 responders from 6 fire stations were deployed to the incident. About 40% of the responders were national servicemen, meaning the majority, 60% of the responders, were regular officers. The passing of Sergeant 1 Edward Goh is the first SCDF fatality in a firefighting operation. The police are currently conducting an independent, thorough investigation into the circumstances of Sergeant 1 Edward's demise and will apprise the coroner of its findings. At this stage, it is premature to determine the factors which contributed to Sergeant 1 Edward's death. The coroner will consider the police investigation findings in determining the cause of death. Due to the ongoing investigations, we are unable to share further details at this stage. SCDF will seek to understand what had happened, including if standard operating procedures and protocols had been followed, and how this may need to be tightened to keep the officers as safe as possible when they serve our nation.